Hey there, my name is Hannah Gruber, and this is Mindful Moments. This is a 30-minute practice for energy and feeling strong and calm. So, this practice can be done from almost anywhere. I do recommend that you come up to standing if you can, if you're in the middle of your workday. One great way to find energy is just to stand up for a little bit of time. So if you are able to stand and you can stand up and even just step away from whatever it is that you are working on, maybe even go into a different room if that's possible. So you can quite literally create a little separation or some space from whatever it is that you are just doing and take this time for yourself. All of these movements and practices can also be done from seated. So maybe you're in a car, maybe you're in a chair and you're not able to get up, whatever it is, please join in with me. So wherever you are, I want you just to kind of come up. I have my socks off just so that I don't slip on the floor, but you don't need any special gear or attire for this practice, just yourself and an open mind. So I'm going to start by making sure that I have enough room, swing my arms a little bit from side to side, cross them in front of the body, swing your arms back and forth a little bit, just so you can get your energy up and moving. And then we're going to start to bring this into more of a twist. Swing your arms a little bit wider, a little bit bigger, and you can start to tap the hands on the front and the back of the chest. So if you're seated, obviously be wary of armrests or anything that might be in the way. If you're unable to move your arms, just holding the hands right at the chest so we get this twisting, this movement in our spine. Okay, and then we're going to start to take the arms up. We're going to reach them overhead. Just nice, big, tall stretch. Lengthen your body up. And then we're going to exhale, drop the hands down, touch the floor or bend gently any amount over the legs. Rolling up slowly here, no rush. See if you can take your time as you come back up to stand, even enjoy that a little bit. And then roll through your shoulders a couple times, just moving your shoulders. Arms can hang by your sides, go the other direction. One more time, we're going to lift the arms up. This time, hold opposite hands. Take a little morning stretch to your left and lift through center. A little morning stretch, lean to your right. Inhale to center, and then we're going to fold forward or bend forward over the legs. The head can hang, the arms can hang, maybe even finding a little sway here. If you feel like you've got a lot on your plate, a lot of things on your to-do list, just imagine kind of shaking off that extra weight. Come all the way back up to standing. Take your time, no rush. All right, and then we're gonna take our head into a couple of movements here. I'm gonna turn my head right, turn my head left, turn my head right and left. Super simple movement. Of course, we turn our head from side to side all the day, but all throughout the day. But now, just finding a little bit bigger range of motion. All right, we're going to add in some other movements with our head. We're going to look straight ahead, lift the chin up, drop the chin towards the chest. Everything else just stationary here. Arms hanging by the sides, opening the jaw. Making this time to release the neck. Okay. All right. So we're going to be bringing one foot forward. So I'm going to lift up my right knee into the air. So leg is hovering. Always, you can have a hand on the wall. If possible, you're going to step your right foot forward and reach with your arms, lean out over that right leg. So if I'm seated in a chair, my butt is on the chair, my right foot's a little bit in front of my left foot, and then you're extending forward, a nice big long reach. Okay, we're gonna step the feet together, lift the arms up here, take the arms all the way down, and then left knee lifts up, maybe hovering or holding for a moment, like you're about to take a big giant step. And then stepping onto that left foot, reach over your front leg with your arms, lean and reach. A little work for your leg here, a little work for your core, arms extending, just whatever your body and your space allows. And then we're going to lift back up, step the feet together. We're going to do that one more time. This time we're going to go onto a diagonal. So I'm going to step a little bit to the side so I have some room, lift my right leg up. And then I'm going to step onto a diagonal off to the side. My knee bends and I'm going to reach out over that leg. The head can drop here. And holding and reaching. So even though you're holding the pose, imagine getting a little longer, like you're extending your energy out. We're going to step arms and legs back to center. You can shake it out a little bit. I'm going to move to the opposite direction so I have some room on the other side. Lift up your left leg like you're going to take a giant step. Step your left foot any amount off to the side, bend your knee, and then reach on that diagonal. So imagine you're just creating a little more room, carving out a little more space around your body. And then step your feet back together. Okay, find somewhere that you have a little space. We're going to go back to that twisting again. Just moving and twisting, twisting the shoulders, twisting the spine. All right, and then we're coming into chair pose. Both feet are going to be right underneath your body. If you're sitting in a chair, what I want you to do is slide your sitting bones closer to the edge of the chair. Just make sure it doesn't tip over. And then if you're standing, you're going to reach your sitting bones or your seat behind you as though you were about to sit in a chair. Make sure you keep your feet nice and flat on the floor. Your knees are going to point in the same direction as your toes, hopefully. Feet stay flat on the floor. That's why it's nice to have no shoes or socks on, because you can really look and you can be attentive. You can see, you can wiggle your toes a little bit there and then sink down a little bit deeper. Just like we did before, I'm leaning over my legs. I'm going to reach my arms out, and then I'm going to just kind of imagine that I'm climbing or swimming. So I'm just trying to reach a little bit more with my arms, with my legs. And then reach both arms forward one more time. Come all the way back up. Let your legs relax as you release your arms. Okay, come back to some twisting. Shake that off. Release it out. All right, we're going to repeat what we did. Our right foot steps forward. We call this warrior one in yoga. So that right foot is slightly forward. I'm going to come over my front leg. This time, I'm going to take my right arm to the side and do a little twist. I've got my left hand on my knee, so I'm balanced here. And I'm just imagining my right side stretching a little bit, lifting, expanding. If you're able to, the right arm can come over the head, kind of like an umbrella. You're putting a hood on. And then release your right arm, release the twist. And join your feet back into center. Shake out the legs. Right leg might feel a little bit strong there. Lifting your left knee up, taking a step forward onto that left foot. Make sure you feel balanced and secure. Lean over your legs. The right hand is balancing on the knee. Left arm comes to the side. And then I'm starting to twist or turn. Twist or turn like you're turning your chest or your lungs up into the air. So in yoga practice, this is called a twist, this style where the body revolves around like a revolving door, or like you're spinning around an axis. Okay, we're going to bring left hand back, step feet together, come right back into center, shake out. Okay, we're going to go off onto the diagonal here. Find just a little bit of a twist. Release any pent up energy there. And then with your feet right underneath your hips, lift your right knee up, step your right foot somewhat off to the side, kind of on that diagonal direction. And we're going to reach over the leg like we did on the first time. This time, same hand as extended foot, right hand to knee, and the left arm goes to the side, and we're going to twist open here. So my lower body stays firm and really stable. So I've got that strength in my lower body. I'm leaning to my right, and then I'm getting that flexibility as I turn my body here around that axis, like the revolving door. Left arm can come by the ear if that feels good. And then we're going to come back up. So you're standing tall, lift that right leg up and lower it down next to the left leg. You can march it out a little bit. Now the left leg steps off to the left side. So make sure you have some room there. Left knee up, we're going on that diagonal. See if you can step and land strongly, but also softly. So there's some ease in your knees as you land. Left hand comes onto the knee this time, and then the right arm reaches to the right. And make sure you feel nice and secure in your hips and in your legs. So your lower body is going to be that strong, really stable part of the pose or the stretch. And then we're rotating the chest open. So really think about the front of your body kind of expanding, like when Superman rips off his Clark Kent disguise and reveals the Superman costume underneath. The chest is proud. Right arm comes alongside the ear, maybe for a little more side stretch. And then lift all the way back up. See if you can step your left leg next to your right leg in one fell swoop. Nicely done. We're coming back to center. Okay, now we're going to do what I call just a little bit of an around the world. So I want to make sure that I'm kind of in the middle of my space. I'm going to hold my hands in front of me, and I'm standing just on my 2 feet. You can have your feet together. You can have them a little bit wide. I'm going to have my knees a little bent, my hips a little planted. I'm going to hold my hands, reach arms forward, and then I'm going to bend. I'm going to bend from my hips, reach my arms forward, reach my sitting bones back, and then come back up to straight. Just wanted to give you this side view there. Take your hips back, your arms forward, and come back up to straight. Now we're going to go to the right diagonal. So I'm going to rotate a little bit. I keep my knees bending, my hips going back, my arms going to the side. Come back to straight. One more like that, same diagonal. Arms on the diagonal, both hips reach back. Come back to center. Now the left diagonal. Go to the left. Arms are like an arrow. You're focusing your aim. Strong legs. Push back with your hips. Lengthen forward with your arms. Come back up. One more time. Bend both knees. Push your sitting bones back into the chair or the imaginary chair. Reach on the diagonal and come back up. Okay, now we're going to go to the side, a little bit different here. Take your arms over your head. Your right arm releases onto your leg. Reach over to the right. Left arm reaching, left side stretching, and come back up. One more time. Plant your legs on the floor. Really want to feel secure in your lower body, and reach and extend any amount, and maybe even holding here. With strong legs, slowly coming back up. Really feel that core working. Okay, right arm reaches overhead, legs really planted and secure, and then start to reach over. This first one, maybe you're just testing the waters, testing your strength. Come back through the center, knees a little bit bent, make sure you're nice and secure in your legs. And then without your hips moving, your upper body is just finding a little bit more room, a little more give. And then holding there, maybe seeing if you can breathe into that. Good, coming all the way back up. All right, so this next one, I'm gonna turn to the side. This next one's a little bit different. I'm gonna hold on to my waist. I'm gonna lean my hips forward slightly and take my shoulders and my chest back. So we call this a back bend. I'm not dropping my head behind me. You can, if that feels good, you certainly can, but sometimes that one's a little bit more challenging to do. It's a little more difficult. So if you keep the head up, it might feel a little better in your body. Come back up. Okay, shake your hips out a little bit. We're gonna do one more. Your hips and your knees are gonna hinge forward, and then it's like you're a lazy boy chair. Your upper body's gonna lean or hinge back. You're looking straight in front of your body. Come back up. Okay, and then we're gonna twist a little bit again. Just release that out. All right. We're gonna move with our breath a little bit here. So if you're comfortable coming down onto the floor, I want you to take a tabletop position. You can put something under your knees if you tend to have sensitive knees. If you prefer, you can bring your hands onto either a wall surface or even a chair or a tabletop surface. I'm gonna come down to the floor and come into tabletop. Okay, and we're gonna now just move and breathe. I'm gonna inhale as I round my spine, kind of looking at my legs or looking towards my belly, and I'm rounding my back. And now as you exhale, I want you to imagine your spine releasing, kind of like air deflating from a balloon. And you're gonna look out or look up and let your chest drop a little bit. Okay, inhale again. This time, really keep your arms straight. Push the floor or the wall away from you. And imagine your spine rounding, like you're opening up an umbrella. And then exhale, keep your arms straight and imagine your spine melting or sinking, like air releasing from a balloon. Again, we'll inhale. We're going kind of slow here. You can slowly draw your breath in. Exhale, drop your chest down. We're going to do 3 more like that. Inhale with straight arms, rounding from head to tail. Now exhale, arms straight, dropping your chest, melting, chest sinking towards the floor, looking out. Inhale, round. Look in. Exhale, melt. Melting just your chest, not your arms. You need your arms here to support you. One more. Inhale. Feel that strength in your arms here. Exhale. Melt your chest. Okay, we're going to come back up to standing. And if you have a chair nearby, I want you to grab or sit in your chair. You can do this from the floor, but it's maybe going to feel a little more beneficial now from a chair. So I'm going to take a seat on my chair. If you're already there, just pull your body weight towards the edge of the chair. Make sure the chair's not going to tip over. Feet are about hip width apart. I'm going to lift up my right leg, just like we were doing before. We stepped onto that right foot. This time we're going to lift up that right leg. The hands can be on the chair to brace the chair, or the arms can be out to the sides or even overhead so you get a little bit of core work. I'm going to kick my right leg out and bend my right knee down, kicking out, bending in. We're going to do a few more here, as many as you can or wish to do over the next 30 seconds. It's also fine here to hold on to your thighs so you feel a little bit more supported. And if you have a nice stable chair, it's also fine to be leaning back into your chair. But finding that strength here, finding the strength in your leg, finding that strength in your core. Sometimes we just kind of need to use our body in order to find that energy. Okay, 30 seconds is about up. I want you to cross your ankle over your knee for figure 4 position. If this feels a little difficult to do for any reason, I want you to be able to cross your ankle in front of your left ankle. Perfectly excellent way to do this as well. Okay, so I've got my ankle over my knee or in front of my left ankle. I'm going to reach my arms forward. And then one more time, I'm going to lean. I'm going to lean like I'm reaching. And this is a nice one here, just to use the shin or the knees like a shelf. And then to drop the head down here. And we just did our cat and cow pose. So now we're going to keep our body in this position. And as you inhale, we're going to lift the head up, lift just the head. And as you exhale, you're going to release your head as you release your breath. Inhale, as you're inhaling, lifting your head up. As you're exhaling, lowering your head down. And this is a way to sync up to your breath. Inhale, lifting your head. Exhaling, lowering.